Boom. Salutations. Wanted to kind of touch on something that is dealing with extraterrestrial fungus and fungi. Now, I've done other videos on radiotrophic fungus, on mycelium and UFO connection, and mycelium and UFO and fungi connection to trees as well. All right, so some of these things that need to be taken really into consideration. And when I go into this, when I talked about radiotrophic fungus, I had mentioned how it had been proposed that that was actually sent from advanced civilization to help us combat radiation cleanup, to help with that. And this would be, a whole nother way. So that's a positive type of a possibility for this melanin-dominant fungus. Now, taking this and kind of transferring this, I think that there's also, when we start dealing with extraterrestrial civilizations and some galactic civilizations, dealing with the fungi and the fungus of it is very serious. When I first started talking about this in 2014, some people laughed at me and say, until NASA started saying they were using mycelium to possibly make NASA and moon settlements, and found out that they're actually already using long mycelium to the infrastructure of cities and bridges and road structures and things. So that's very, very serious, and you can't change what I've seen and how that actually kind of played out. So anyway, concerning this funguses, I think there's also a negative type that is here as well. And I think it may be melanin dominant as well, so we have to just be cautious. But I think it is also what the Europeans have called before Weitko, or Weitko, W-E-I-T-K-O, and I've also seen it spelled W-E-T-K-O. And what that is described as is a type of a mind virus, okay? A mind virus that creates psychic blindness, suppression of creative abilities, and has a vampiric nature on our life force, okay? So, and when you start dealing with this Weitko, I think as opposed to a virus, I think it might actually be a fungus, similar to something that is some type of a dark fungus, not the radiotropic, not the changa, but it's different. Some type of a fungus is interacting with the nervous people of people. And it kind of makes me think of that movie, remember Invasion of the Body Snatchers, the original one? That was actually not just a plant, but it was more of a fungus, if you remember. There was a Doctor Who, the Tom Baker, my favorite doctor, one of his episodes was called The Invisible Enemy. And what it dealt with was a type of a fungus with the fungi that was kind of looked like, they didn't have the effects back then, but it looks like the eyes, going to the eyes, these little shocks. And it was dealing with this large thing called the Great Nucleus. And it was this type of fungi, and I do believe that's the one, that's the one where canine was introduced. Anyway, just this concept floats around in science fiction a little bit, but I think we can make a comparison between what Weitko actually is and this fungus is. And if that were to come in, some people ask, do you think that could have something to do with like Skynet or something? That's a little out of my realm, but I don't know. Skynet was supposed to in the end be some type of a virus or something that got into NORAD, I guess. But anyway, a little bit beyond me on that one. But this is kind of the organic component of that, I'm thinking, and what it might be able to do to our nervous system, or what it's do us psychokinetically, these type of things. I think it's very worthy of investigating and just advancing our concepts and modalities of this. I think, oh yes, there's something else to bring this up. When dealing with this fungus and how we see some aspects of it, there is that zombie ant fungus, and it's called, oh Lord, I'll put something up about it, but it's a Corphiocoridaceae, okay, and it's the zombie ant fungus that actually attacks them and a few other insects and turns them into this type of a death zombie type of a deal. There's been a lot of people saying that could something that could cross over, and that's what they're basing on, be transferred into people, and that's what they're basing the Walking Dead on and all the stuff, yada yada yada. But anyway, this is just things I think concept-wise that we should be aware of. And I'm bringing it up because I think these are melanin-dominant funguses, and I want there to be known that there's a differentiation between the positive and negative. Just because it's negative, the melanin does not mean it's negative and getting all that started. But I think as far as the different type of space funguses, we need to be aware of fungi and be more aware of how this is involved, not just in ship production like I've showed, but also on the level of consciousness, how it may be affecting us that way. So please subscribe, press the button, share the video. I'd appreciate to beat the shadow ban, and I want to say thank you to all my people on Patreon, and peace.